severe bleeding to the arm. An example, get gloves. Probably put them on. You don't want blood. Well, everywhere. It's going to be everywhere. But if you don't want it on your hands, then put some gloves on. You don't want to get whatever's on you into them. Put some gloves on. Wash your hands at your leisure. You're going to need some form of dressing. That is not enough. Some form of bandage to secure the dressing. That's pretty much what you're looking for. Come join. We have a person. We have an arm. The arm is magically bleeding. Here, put pressure on that. That's not a lot of pressure. When you first walk in, oh my God, it's bleeding. Hold that like you're bleeding to death. Just be like, I'm bleeding to death. Okay, so we're just gonna yeah. Okay, there. Feel like you want it to close. Take your dressing. Lift. Pressure. Direct pressure, rest. Direct pressure, rest. We'll keep saying that. Triangular bandage in this case can be any sort of long strip. Once again, if you are dealing with triangular bandage, from the triangle, point to base, fold twice, broad bandage. Hand up, directly over top, apply pressure. Take the ends. Tighten. Hands up. Apply pressure, please. Tighten. Hands up. Once you have it across the whole arm, and actually we'll come forward here, please. So we will notice the dressing was in the middle and the bandage covered the whole dressing. Okay, we're going to tie this on top of where the wound is. Any form of knot, doesn't really matter. That's not moving up and down. Okay, now before and after bandaging, if you are concerned about circulation and cutting it off, you can squeeze the fingers and check how long it takes for it to go from normal color to pale to back to normal color. That's how quick blood is returning to the area when you cut off circulation. If you compare both hands and then see what the difference is, if it's a bigger difference after you do this, you tightened it too much. Frankly, if this is a fountain and it's shooting to the sky, massive arterial bleed, and losing a lot of blood, and you do it too tight, whatever, it's not that big of a deal. Most people are going to tie this too loose, to be honest. Also, if your bandage is nice and broad, frankly, you don't have this problem, or you don't have it as easily. So if we were to take this bandage and we were to make it very narrow, then the force would be over a small area of the arm. Circulation being cut off is much more likely. If it's broader, then it's distributed over a wider area, much less likely to cut off circulation. Okay, so once again, we'll do it from the close-up here so we can see. We have an arm. Dressing. Pressure. Over top, hand out. Pressure. Both hands. Grab. Tighten. Hand out. Across. As best you can. Pressure. Tighten. Up. We've covered everything. So, tie it off. Any sort of knot that you want. Doesn't really matter. Right on top of where that wound is. That's it. This can get tucked in or cut off or whatever. Okay? That's basically that. Cut to the palm of the hand. Why does this happen? Two most common causes in recent-ish history were improper bagel cutting. So a person takes the bagel and they cut this way and they slice it with their hand, and then improper avocado cutting. So they just try to get the pit and they miss, or they go right through and they slice their hand. Avocado spread or avocado bagels result in hands being gone. So if you have improper avocado bagel cutting, you have a cut to the palm of the hand, here's what you can do. We have a hand. It is bleeding. take some sort of dressing, some sort of padding, wrap in the hand. We'll show closer here so you can see. We have a hand open. It is bleeding, dressing, padding, in. The hand does not want to be open and it does not want to be fully clenched. It wants to be somewhere in the middle. This allows the hand to be partially closed. It's more comfortable, it's more natural for the hand. The hand won't make more problems for you than needed. After that, we take long bandage, a broad bandage, same thing as before. We're going to go on the wrist this time. We'll do this here. So we're going to start on the wrist. We're going to have bandage on both sides. From this angle, you can see bandage on both sides. We're going to take one bandage. This is on this side. It's going to go to the opposite side and then return. So bandage, opposite side. See, it's covering the opposite knuckles, and then it returns. This bandage is going to go thumb out, opposite side. Cover as many fingers as you can, and return. Tighten, tighten, and then tie off. On top. Now, when you're tightening this, if you leave it loose, bring it around, and then tighten here, you're tightening the force on the wrist, and you're not tightening the force on the actual contraption here, curling the knuckles in. So, capture as many knuckles as you can. Capture the other side with the thumb out. Tighten. I haven't come around yet. Tighten. Now come around. Tie it off on top. And any knot you want, doesn't really matter. Okay, this once again cuts off, hidden in a shirt, whatever. Okay, huzzah. Now, here's the way to do it wrong. If you go too wide with this, you go really wide, yeah? And then with this one, you go really wide. I've seen some people do it basically this way. You'll notice we already have a problem. But let's say you finish off the whole bandage, right? You tie it off. Please flip me off. As we can see, the problem with this bandage. Now the whole hand's up. Oh, there's the whole hand. Okay, that's not doing much. So keep in mind when you're doing this, all the knuckles, as much as you can. Get the opposite side. Underneath. Get the opposite side. Tighten. Really get that tightening in there. Tie it off. And you covered it. Okay? After this, you could sling it, but to be honest, they're good, okay? The thing's covered. There's a lot of sensitive stuff in the hand. Yeah, probably go to the hospital and, check to make sure that there's nothing infected. The hand will still work, but that for the blood part initially, that's pretty much what you need to do for first aid. And if you need to check circulation, by the way, that's why we left the thumb out. So because the thumb is out, we can actually check, and we'll show you here. So because the thumb is out, we can check for circulation if need be. Okay. First aid for embedded object. We'll do it in the arm in this case. For the example, keep in mind with embedded objects, just because we're showing you one in the arm doesn't mean other things aren't embedded. If you were impaled in a fence, that would be an embedded object. However, that thing is so large, you're not being transported with it. The same principles would still apply. We'd still be immobilizing you as best as possible with the thing that you're embedded with. What will happen with that case, though, because it's a very large object, is fire services and paramedics generally show up. They'll often cut around the object and transport you with part of it, but you don't rip the object out massive bleeding happens if you do that. You go from having a slightly controlled bleed with the object kind of sealing it to massive hemorrhaging, blood everywhere, severe bleed. You don't take the object out. Okay, but the example here will be something small in the arm, essentially. We've got an arm. Once again, something in it. We'll say for the sake of argument, it's glass or something, whatever. It's make-believe. You would want to take some sort of dressing material, and you would go on either side. So we'd put on one side of the glass, and then we'd put on the other side of the glass. So you can see. So you would put it on both sides. You wouldn't put it on top because you don't want to press the thing in. With that, we would then pad above the height of whatever the thing is. So we'd put one on one side and one on the other. So you'd see you have padding right on both. You would then ideally secure this with tape. If you can't, you can still bandage it though. So as best you can, hold that please. So if you don't have tape, you can still take your standard broad bandage. We'll just unfold this a bit. I kind of narrowed it here, so we'll unfold it once. Take your standard broad bandage or any sort of long strip, that's fine. And then you can go over top. Hand back on, please. Take both sides. We're going to apply some tension, not as much as we did with the severe bleed, because we don't want to ram it, the glass into the arm further, but when enough tension where we can press down on this padding to secure it in place. So once again, the padding has to be higher than the glass, or you're just pressing the glass in this case, or whatever's in the arm. So both sides. Now, if you take your hand off, we're going to go above and below. Can you twist 90 degrees that way? So we're going to go above and below. So this is going to go underneath. I moved that incorrectly because of the angle. Apologies. This is going to go underneath this padded environment, and this is going to go above. So it's like bookends, right? You have one there and one there. This stops it from moving a lot. It kind of creates some extra tension on both ends. This is something that I do. You don't technically have to do this. You could go back over top if you wanted, but this is something that I personally prefer. After that, twist this way. Thank you. We're going to tie it off underneath or away from where the embedded object is. We have to add pressure to secure this. We don't need to add pressure on top, pushing it in further. Okay, any knot you want, doesn't really matter. First aid instructors like reef knots, but whatever, just figure a knot out. This extra material gets hidden or cut off, whatever you want. Just there you go. It's in the shirt. It's okay. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so this is an embedded object. They're going to want to take it out. They're going to be annoyed by it very often. Yes, exactly. They're going to start picking at anything off me. So putting them in a sling will often help them behave. Very, very, very useful, especially for children that are complaining about the thing in their arm. I get it. Like, look, there's a glass in your arm. You're mad. Fair enough. So basic arm sling. This is 90 degrees, if you can see. Straight out, right degree angle. Take triangle bandage, or anything you formed into a giant triangle, whatever. Okay, starting position. We've got point, elbow, base vertical. Deal with the hair as best you can. This comes around. So this side comes around the back of the head. The bottom point comes up, and then you create a knot up top. And as best you can without getting too much hair in there. Yes, precisely. You tie it off. It's everywhere. Okay, now this knot is not in the back. It's anywhere from on the side to further down, because the knot is going to apply extra pressure where it is. Now in this case, we have sort of a padded collar, so that's helping. If the knot ends up in a unfortunate location and they're uncomfortable, you can take padding and you can add it underneath to assist with that if they're uncomfortable. Use your best judgment on what makes them complain less. So here at the bottom, This is a good length for the arm. If for whatever reason you had a lot of extra at this end, you could take this piece here and you could twist it and tuck it in, or you could take a safety pin or something and clip it. But to be honest, this isn't for like bone and joint injuries where you need it completely immobilized. This is just kind of to give them a pocket to hang in. They're pretty comfortable with this as it is. Okay, so that's a basic arm sling after you have an embedded object to have them be happy with their glass. Pretty basic stuff.